I would never ever let a man pay for me in the UK because I would be scared that it would come with the expectation that there might be something more, either another date or, you know, she's very protective.
Totally agrees.
Today we are going to be comparing dating men in Britain and dating men in America. Now before we start, we need to say, obviously we're going to be making some huge generalizations in this video, so just be prepared for that. But if you do disagree with something that we say, we'd love to know. Comment below and let us know what you think. What's number one, Mum?
Number one is American men are more confident than British men. American men are kind of more outgoing, more tactile, affectionate, more upfront.
Yeah, I think British men are more self-deprecating.
Oh, for sure.
With their ironic sense of humour, which can be really funny. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I think it's great to have a good old laugh. Whereas American men like to look more cool and calm and collected, I think. The first thing I noticed about my now American husband is the first time I met him, quite naturally, he just kept touching my leg.
Yeah, I think that's how Americans flirt a little bit more, as like little touches, whereas Brits will tend to like take the mickey out of you if they like you. Okay, I think number two is American men are far more likely to ask a stranger on a date. Far more likely. Brits will tend to date within their own social circle, whereas I think American men might ask someone out if they just clock eyes with them, you know, in a coffee shop or walking down the street. And I think the reason for this is because of American movies.
Oh, you may be right.
Because how often do they, like, I don't know, they're walking down the street and they bump into each other and they have this awkward moment, he's helping her pick up all the paperwork she's dropped, and they make eye contact and that's it. You know, there's that romantic moment.
Yeah, and then the American man is then, as we said before, very direct and will not let that opportunity pass him by. Whereas a Brit would probably mumble away and slope off awkwardly and then wish, oh my God, I wish I'd have got her number.
Yeah, I think Brits are far more cynical of that kind of love at first sight moment.
Yeah.
That doesn't really appeal to the British sensibilities.
No, I think you're right in general. Yeah, I think you're right. So I think, Lucy, because Americans may not tend to know each other so well before they date, there may be more questions, you know, and us Brits would feel like it was more of an interrogation, you know, asking about your background, your goals, where you're going to go in life, your history.
Yeah, that would seem way too prying for me, I think.
Yes, indeed. You know, you don't want to divulge everything on your first meeting, do you? American women on the first dates tend to be more self-conscious. They're very worried about how they look, how they appear, how much they eat. Whereas, whereas us Brits, okay, we've been invited out, we're going to enjoy ourselves.
We'd be far less self-conscious, I think, less likely to put up like an appearance, trying to like impress the other person. They might as well know what you're like.
Exactly, yeah, because you can't keep it up forever, can you? So let's just hit them with it straight off. We're far happier in the UK going Dutch, you know, agreeing to pay halves. We like to be kind of independent as women, but also because if the man pays for everything, we're thinking, what is he expecting?
Yeah, I would never ever let a man pay for me in the UK because I would be scared that it would come with the expectation that there might be something more, either another date or, you know, she's very protective.
Totally agrees.
But I feel like in America those gender roles are still more prevalent than they are in the UK. Yes. Or maybe it's just, I don't know, the comfort in knowing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
The man knows he's supposed to pay, the woman knows to allow it. You know, there's not this awkward, do I pay kind of moment.
Exactly.
Well, I think this takes us on to our next point, doesn't it? Because we read a study that said American women said one of the most important things to them in a potential partner was income. Interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why a man feels like he needs to take care of the money situation, pay for the date, because if he doesn't, he's going to look like he can't afford to, and that's going to put her off.
So I think in Britain that we would feel a little bit like he was flashing the cash and oh my God, how arrogant.
We haven't researched this, but I don't know if many British women would say income was high up there on the list of their most important things.
Not really. Probably for a laugh they would, but I don't think so actually.
Yeah, let us know what you think. The next one is American men are far more likely to invite you for a coffee on their lunch break, whereas a British man is far more likely to invite you for a drink in the evening. Oh my god, heaven forbid I have to go on a date without a drink or two.
Oh my god, yes. Can you imagine? First date and you're going for a coffee.
Stressful.
And you're so close it's daylight, so you don't look your best. You always look best in a
After we just said
room.
about us being less self-conscious. That's because we've already had a drink.
I know. Well, yeah, this is true. And, you know, it's just less formal, isn't it? You know, it's a little
Relaxed.
bit intimidating.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day when you haven't really warmed yourself up properly.
Yeah, you come straight from work and all.
Yeah.
I would say that British men are a lot less affectionate and forthcoming unless they've had a drink or two.
Oh, yes, then it all changes.
Maybe that's the reason they invite you out in the evening. They need the Dutch courage before they tell you what they really think.
And that leads me on to the next point, Lucy. British and European men in general dress far better for a date. End of.
That's just true. Moving on. In America, you would probably have to express that you're in a partnership with someone. Going on a date with them doesn't necessarily mean that you're in a commitment. Whereas if you're dating a British man, or probably a British woman, they would expect you to be committed to them just because you've gone on a date. You'd have to tell them if you were dating others.
According to the British newspaper The Telegraph, Americans the singles tend to, place a higher value on physique than the Brits do. Do you think that's true?
I think we're more likely to overlook physique if we really like the person. You know, it wouldn't necessarily rule someone out if we didn't like their body. Americans grapple with a lot of protocol after a date. For example, how long after a date before I should call someone? When should I introduce them to my parents? How soon should I sleep with them? Across the pond in the UK, we're far more relaxed about these things. Do it when it feels right.
Absolutely, including meeting the parents. You know, make no big thing about it. Just sort of go around there and have a cup of tea or something. You know, we wouldn't want a formal meeting with them. No.
And in that vein, I think in the UK, if your parents don't like your date, it's kind of like, well, it's not really any of your business. Whereas in America, then I think that would be a bigger deal for a lot of people. If the parents didn't like your date, it might be a deal breaker.
According to research, Americans may take longer to actually meet their potential partner because they spend a long time on these dating apps conversing to and fro, whereas Brits tend to think, oh, we've sort of had a couple of words with them, let's go and meet them and see if we really fancy them.
Yeah, it could be as quick as in the same afternoon. You've connected with someone on a dating app and they'll be like, we're in the same area, do you want to meet just to see if it's worth pursuing?
Of course, this is very generalised, and we'd love to hear your views on this topic. Please jot them down in the comments section below.
Thank you ever so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment on this video, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.